the wayside, stony ground, thorny areas, or good soil? Which will you choose? Hi there, I'm Laura Connor with Connor Speaks, and today I wanted to share with you a story told by the greatest storyteller that ever lived, Jesus. Now, before you just stop this video and move on, I am not going to preach. I'm a preacher's kid, but I'm not a preacher. However, there are so many things that we could learn from the stories that he told that we could apply into our own businesses. So listen up and then let me know what you think. This particular story is about a farmer that went to sow his seed. In Matthew 13, from verse 3 to verse 9, the story goes on and it says, the farmer went to sow his seed. And the first area that some of his seed fell in was on the wayside. And the birds came and they gobbled it up before it even was able to take ground. The second area was, it fell on the stony places. And so the seed took root, but as soon as the sun came up, the sun scorched them and they withered and they died. The third area was the thorny places. Now the thorny places, the seed took root, but then after a while the weeds grew up and it choked it, and so the seed died. And then the fourth area was the good ground, and the seed was able to grow and it was able to produce 100 times, 60 times, 30 times fold from just those seeds that were planted. All right, so that's the story that Jesus told. When I listen to that story, there's so much information that I think and knowledge that we can take away for our own businesses as to where we speak, as to where we share our message and offer our services, how we use our time, and how we really make best use of the time and the energy and the effort that's given to us so we can best serve our clients. So for example, when we think about the first area where the seeds were sown, and that was by the wayside. To me, I think that that's the area where it's like you're just taking your messages, taking your product, and you're speaking and advertising to anyone who will listen, whether or not they are a good fit for your business, whether or not they could even use your services, whether or not they can even use a talk that you might give or a presentation that you may offer. It's the same thing if you were to be, let's say you were a seller of pork, of bacon, the best bacon known to man. No matter how hard you try, you are not going to convince a vegan restaurant to offer bacon. So why even bother to advertise there? Why even bother to spend time marketing and trying to convince them and convert them over to try bacon? It's not going to work. Why bother? So that's what I think about when I think of the wayside, where the bird's just going to come and gobble it up and it's not even going to have a chance. The next part is the stony ground. So now when I think about the stony ground, I think about the people who are really, they love your product, they love your service, they love what you offer, but yet they can't take action. Either they don't have the decision-making power, or it's out of their price range, or it's something that is just going to prevent them from ever doing business with you. And a lot of times we may spend time sending marketing materials or developing relationships or cultivating, relationships again to try to get business from these people or this group of people, but they're not ever going to be in that position where they can do business with you. It doesn't make sense to do that after a while. Yes, you want to, if your message or if your products will help them, let them know how it can help them. But to spend a whole bunch of time marketing and trying to really get them to buy, it's a waste of time. You're never going to get a Porsche. You're never going to get someone who will just buy a Yugo to go buy a Porsche, no matter how hard you try. So why bother again? The next group is the thorny ground. Now, this is the one that really just gets me, because these are the people who need your service. They can purchase your service and they have the decision-making power for it. However, they don't see that they need a problem. They don't see that they have a problem, or they don't think that they need your service, or they're too cheap to invest the money, or for some other reason like that. Now, for example, I think about this restaurant that I went to. And as soon as you walked in there, there was a sign up on the wall, and it said, if you have any problems, make sure that you just call this number and speak to the owner. And then another sign said, our debit machine is slow, so cash only. And then just a whole bunch of signs up on the wall that I should have realized right from the beginning that this is not the place for me to be. However, I still went there because I did like their food. So I went and I waited and everyone else got served except for me. And it just so happened there's a gentleman in the back that was looking, and he finally said, are you being served? And I said, no. Come to find out, he's the owner. So he got them to serve me and take care of it. And then I started talking to him. And it was really unfortunate because even when I was talking to him, and he's the one that put the sign up on the wall, but yet he could not and did not take responsibility for the fact that he's the one that made these hiring decisions. He's the one that chose to have this same culture of bad service. And so if I was a customer service consultant or a customer service change maker who could really transform his business, no matter what I said to him, he would never want to or see the need to use my services because he thought he was doing a fine job. And it was up to the customers to insist that they take control of his staff. So that was a waste of time. So that's what I think about when I think about the thorny ground. But however, now the fourth group is the good ground. Now, these are the people who see what you're doing and they see that the service you're offering, they know they have a need for it, and they take action. They meet up with you and they do business with you and they take action on the recommendations that you give. These are the people that you need to focus on. Because once you're able to meet up with these people who are ready to do business and they're ready to take action, you're able to give them that life-changing product or service or message that can transform their life, business, relationships, all of that, whatever it is. But you know that the work that you put into it, you're going to be able to have them make sure that they see that result. So you want to spend your time, the majority of your time, if not all of your time, on this good ground. The people who are ready, willing, and able to take part and take advantage of your services and then do the work that is necessary to see that change. So there you have it. Those are my little thing that my takeaways from this story about the parable of the sower. Hope it really has helped you, and I hope that you can decide for yourself where you want to spend your time when you're marketing your business. Hopefully it's not going to be on the wayside, and it's not going to be on the stony ground, and it's not going to be among the thorns, but it's going to be in the good ground, and you will be able to see great success even for your own business. So until we talk again, I want you to keep sharing. I want you to keep effecting change. I want you to keep being of service to your clients, and above all, I want you to keep speaking. You take care. Cheers.